Past tense.
See, I mean, that's the whole idea. You read it and I'll send you a card. But the thing is, it's the same. So just as gachha, instead of gach, you use khad. So agachat, akhadat. Instead of G-A-C-C-H, gach, you use khad.
Okay.
But that is not the idea. The idea is what you do is you say the table 10 times. So you go agachat, agachat, agachatam, agachan, agachah, agachatam, agachatha, agacham, agachava, agachama.
Okay.
So repeat this 10 times. Then substitute.
Okay.
Apathat, apathatham, apathan. Apatha, apathatam, apatata. Apatham, apathava, apathama. Now khad. Akhadat, akhadatam, akhadan. Akhadaha, akhadatam, akhadata. Akhadam, akhadava, akhadama. And if it helps, use actions. Okay, use whatever actions you like to make it stick in your head. Okay, does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, who wants to do the future tense? Khadati. Okay, Vidushi.
The future tense. Khadishyati.
Khadishyati.
Khadishyati. Khadishyatah. Khadishyanti. Khadishyasi. Khadishyatah.
Thaha.
Taha. Yeah, because it has to be differentiated from second person.
Yes.
Yes, Mataji. And yeah, Bahuvachan. Khadishyantah.
Huh?
Sorry. Sorry. Nope. Wrong. Khadishyata.
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 Ta na tha.
Tha. Khadishyami. Khadishyavaha. And khadishyamaha.
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 Bahu samichinam. Okay. So yes, past tense is a bit of a, it trips you up a little bit, but it's just a matter of getting used to it. Okay. So today what we are going to do is we are going to learn about the 10 different tenses. We're going to understand the meaning of each tense. Okay, and when to use them. Because most of your books are not going to talk about that at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my notes and you can read it and I'll keep explaining it as well. Okay, I'll share my screen so it's just easier. Oops. So, there are 10 tenses in Sanskrit. The tenses are given various names like lut, lung, lung, lrit, and so on. These words mean nothing. These words are just codes. Okay, so Panini is just given random codes to all these tenses. Now, because all these words, all these names start with the letter L, lut, ling, lung, lung, lrit, and so on, they are called lakara. Lakara means letter L. Letter L, lakara. So they would be said lat lakar, lung lakar, and so on. Usually the word lat, but then how do we know what it means? So usually it will be stated before it. Vartamane lat. Okay. So vartamane means in the present. So present tense is known as lat. Vartamane lat. The lakar is usually not stated. The word lakar is usually omitted. They check it out. Okay. So let's look at. So there are a total of 1 present tense, 3 past tenses, 3 future tenses, and 3 other tenses. Okay, so we'll look at all of them now. The first is, so let's look at the 3 past tense. Oh, let's look at the present tense first. Okay, lat. Vartamana. Vartamana means present. Vartamane lat. So the present tense is called lat. Only one present. Simple, we know it. Saha gachati. Aham khadami. All that is happening now. I am eating. He is going. Saha gachati. Sa gachati. Te gachanti. Aham khadami. Tvam khadasi. All this is lat lakar. So what we have learnt as present tense is actually lat. Okay. Simple. That one is simple. Okay. Past tense. Now there are 3 types of past tense. Okay. They are called lung, lit, and lung. Quite funny, huh? Lung, lit, and lung. Okay. Lung is called anadyatana bhute. Now I want you to look at the word adyatana. What does adyatana mean? Remember we did adyatana? Adyatana you
from today, I think.
No. That is adya arabhya. Adyatana yuvaha shvastana praudhaha. Yes, Vidushi?
Nowadays?
Nowadays, yes. Or mom, what did you say?
Nothing.
Now. Okay. The time around now. Okay. But it is adyatana, not the time around now. Okay. Adyatana bhutakal. Bhuta means past. So this indicates a past, but not the same day. Adya na. Anadyatana. Okay, so it's a past which belongs to not today. It happened in the past. So whatever we've learned so far, agachat, agachatam, agachan, agacham, all that is anadyatana bhute lang. Anadyatana bhute lang. Why it is not referring to today? Anadyatana, anadyatana. So repeat after me. Anadyatana bhute lang.
Anadyatana bhute lang.
Anadyatana bhute lang.
Anadyatana
bhute lang.
Okay. Okay. So this is the most commonly used. Usually, this is the most commonly used period. It doesn't matter whether it was way back in the past or anything. Whenever we talk, we tend to use this. Okay. The second kind of past tense is called bhuta anadyatana parokshe. Para aksha. Paroksha means it is not, it's beyond the eyesight. So it is not witnessed. And it is not something that happened today. So bhuta means past. Anadyatana we know means not today's. Paroksha, and it was not witnessed. Okay, which means what? That the speaker has not seen it. He has no personal connection with that particular activity. I may say, oh, Vidushi went to India. Okay, I may say Vidushi went to India. And it may not be it may not be today. But I know Vidushi. There is some connection with Vidushi. So I wouldn't be using this. I would use Anadyatana bhute. It happened, Vidushi went. Vidushi agachat. Now this is in the form of, for instance, Saha jagama. Aham babhuva. This is from, so I've put in some examples from the Bhagavad Gita as well. Babhuva. Bhavati. Babhuva. It happened in the past. So these are abhavat. Abhavat is bhavati, is now happening. Bhavishyati in future. Abhavat in the past. Same way, babhuva in the past. And I did not witness it. Okay. Now, same past tense. There is another past. For instance, in the Brahma Samhita, we have abhut. Also from the same bhu word, okay, bhu root. Abhut. So this indicates an indefinite past. Sometime in the past it happened. Okay. Now these two forms are not very commonly used. So this is called Bhuta Kala Samanye Lung. Samanya. Samanya means general. It happened generally in the past. I don't know when it really happened. Okay. Makes sense? Yes.
Then what's the, so both of them are talking about some time in the past, Mataji. So the only difference that I can kind of, I forgot my glasses at work today, so I can kind of see is that the second one is not witnessed, but the third one is witnessed, but sometime in the past. Would that be?
It may be witnessed or may not have been witnessed.
Okay.
Okay. So, like I said, these two are very rarely used. When it comes to common usage, we tend to go with the Anadyatana bhuta. The reason we need to know this is because it's going to appear in our scriptures. Make sense?
Yeah. So like once upon a time there was, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
Okay. Now we come to, okay. This is just a note. We also know two other ways of expressing the past tense. One is the ta pratyay, which is gatavan gatavati, patitavan patitavati, khaditavan khaditavati. And the other is adding sma, gacchati sma, gacchami sma, pathami sma, khadati sma. Okay? Okay. Now, what is the difference between these three types of past tense? So we know gatavan, we know agachat, and we know gacchati sma. Saha gatavan, saha agachat, saha gacchati sma. All three indicate the past tense. Okay. Now, agachat is past but not the same day. It means that he went sometime before sunrise today. Anadyatana bhute lang. Anadyatana bhute lang. Gacchati sma usually means he used to go. He used to go in the past. Okay, so it is similar to lit. So adding sma brings it to similar to lit. Bhuta anadyatana parokshe lit. Okay. Gatavan. Here what is happening is we are adding a pratyay or a suffix to this. It's considered a participle. I don't want to go into the English part of it here. The thing is, it is the tha pratyay form of the verb. Okay, you're just adding a suffix to the verb. And it is used in place of all three, lat, lung or lit. Okay. General past tense, he went, sahagatavan. Okay. Now, like it says here, lung could have been used here, but it's arguably the most complex lakara. So we're not going to go into too much into when these are used. Suffice it to say that they are used. We just need to be able to recognize them. Okay. And for that, we need to know whether it's Pratham Purush, Madhyam Purush or Uttama Purush. We need to know whether it's Ekavachan, Dvivachan or Bahuvachan. Okay. Now there are three types of future tenses. Simple future tense is called lrt. Bhavishyati lrt, it's called. Bhavishyati lrt. So this is simple. Bhavishyati, khadishyati, gamishyati. All this is lrt. Now, anadyatana bhavishyati, something which is going to happen not today. So usually it's used with shvaha. And this is something which is very rarely used. Bhavita vana bhuyaha. So, gantasi nirvedam. These are all in future, sometime in future, not today. Then there is something called run, okay, which is a conditional future tense. Now this is quite a mouthful of a definition for it. Hetu mad bhavadi lin nimitte bhute bhavishyati va. Okay. What would have happened? Hetu. Hetu means karan, reason. So it gives the feeling of having a particular reason. Nimitta. Nimitta means instrument. Karanam. So hetu also means instrument or cause. Nimitta also means instrument or cause. Now, these causes would have caused, this would have caused something to happen, is the kind of meaning we are going for. for instance, we have some examples here. Yadi naraha agamishyana tada hataha abhavishyam. If the men would have come, I would have been killed. Or if the men had come, I would have been killed. So, agamisyan, te agamisyan, yadi te agamisyan, tada aham hataha abhavishyam. So these are the kind of forms that this, so grammatically it's the ordinary past tense as formed with the stem of the ordinary future tense. Don't worry about it. Okay. But this is what it means, that there is a cause behind it. There is a cause and therefore this action would have happened. It comes more easy when there are sentences around it. But again, this is one of the more rare. This is also a form that's rarely used. So again, it's more important from the point of view of understanding it from our scriptures, when it's used in our scriptures. Then there is one called, these are the other tenses. So we finished 1 present, 3 past, 3 future. Now among the other tenses, there is one called lot. Lot. Agnyayam lot. Agnya. Agnya means command, order. So agnyayam lot. Tvam gaccha. Ramah gacchatu. Sah gacchatu. Now, although we say Bhavan gacchatu, correct? Bhavan actually does not mean you. Bhavan means His Highness. So when we say Bhavan, it's a very high form of respect. We are not even saying you when we say Bhavan. What we are actually saying is your or His Royal Highness may please go. Okay, so the Royal Highness, of course, is, but then it's just an appellation which I have added. But Bhavan means it comes in that kind of meaning. Okay, so Bhavan gacchatu means Saha gacchatu. Huh? His Royal Highness may please go. Bhavati khadatu. Her Royal Highness may please eat. That's the amount of respect that's being given over there. Okay. Tvam khadasi. Okay. Or here, when we are saying, when there is a command, we say tvam khada. Tvam gaccha. You are eating, you eat. You eat. Tvam gaccha. Tvam khada. Now, how does it apply to me? Do I tell myself, aham, I eat? I don't tell myself that, do I? No. So here, the gacchani, khadani becomes more like, instead of I may eat, it becomes may I eat? So aham gacchani, it becomes a question, usually. Instead of saying I may go, may I go? So you can convert it into a question as well there. Okay. So Ramaha vanam gacchatu. It may be used as a suggestion as well. Rama could go to the forest. Or it may be used as a demand or a request. Rama may go to the forest, or send Rama to the forest. All of this is implied by the gachatu. Agnyayam lut. Does that make sense? Okay. So, like in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Uttishta Bharata. Uttishta Dhananjaya. Next is called Ling. Ashishi Ling. Ashish. Ashish means blessing, benediction. So this is expressed by Ashishi Ling. Shubham Bhuyat. Bhavati. Bhavati, Bhavishyati, Abhavat, Babuva. Here, Bhuyat. May there be Shubham, auspiciousness or welfare to all. Bhagavad Gita, Shrunuyat, Prapnuyat. All these verses, all these words. May it be heard. May it be received. Okay? Make sense? Okay. Then we have the third, which is Ling Lakar. Vidhau Ling. So Vidhi. Vidhi means, Vidhi is a name for Brahma. Vidhi is also a name for fate. So potentially what might happen? We say, if it's in your Vidhi, it will happen. So Vidhau Ling. The potential mood. What could happen? What might happen? Ramaha vanam gachet. He might go. Aham gacheyam. I might go. Aham bharatam gacheyam. I might go to India. Tvam khadeha. You might eat. Or it can also become a general, see, you should eat. So it's a gentle command. Not you must eat. In which case it becomes khada. You're not saying khada. You say khadeha. Khadeha means should eat. So in Bhagavad Gita, the word is bhavet. Bhavet means it might happen or it should happen. This is how it should be. Bhavet. So these are your 10 tenses in Sanskrit. Okay. Now the forms these 10 tenses take are given here in the form of tables. So first, remember our pronouns. Saha, tau, te, sa, te, taha, tat, te, tani. Okay. Tvam, yuvam, yuyam. Aham, avam, vayam. So this remains the same. Right? Now we look at, so this I've not put it down as present, past, and future. I've classified it into the most commonly used ones. So the three main most commonly used, which are present, past, and future. So lat, rit, and lung. Okay. So these three I've put down on top because these are the ones that we tend to come across most often and we are going to use most often. So these we already know. We have already learned this. Patati, patatha, patanti. Patasi, patatha, patatha. Patami, patava, patama. Patami, patava, patama. Okay. Similarly, future, patishyati, patishyata, patishyatah, patishyanti. Patishyasi, patishyatha, patishyatha. Patishyami, patishyavah, patishyamah. past. Lang lakar. Anadyatana bhuta lang. Apathat, apathatam, apathan. Apathatah, apathatam, apathatha. Apatham, apathava, apathama. Okay. Then come all the other lakar forms. Okay. So this is bhuta anadyatana parokshe. Something that happened in the past and there was no witness. What was not witnessed. So it becomes, so pathati becomes papatha. Pethatuhu, petuhu. Pethita, pethatuhu, petha. Papatha, pethiva, pethima. Okay. So like I said, it's not going to be used very often. So this table is for you to be familiar with so that when it appears somewhere, so when it comes babhuva, babhuva is papatha, prathama ekavacham. So this is going to take a while to actually, the reason is there aren't too many examples and we are not going to spend time actually working on these. Okay. Okay. Then the general past. General past. Aparthi. Now this one has so many options. Aparthi, apatid, apathit, apatit, apatid, all of them. So any of these forms can actually show up in your scripture. So it's a matter of, again, just being familiar. One good thing is it starts with a, which means it's in the past tense. Unfortunately, it doesn't do that here. But usually what will happen is if it's bhavati, babhuva. So there is a, a similar sounding letter in front. Papatha, babhuva. Then future tense, pathita. Bhavita, vana bhuyaha. Bhavita, pathita. So patitharo, patitharaha. So again, be familiar with it. The same goes for conditional. Hetu, hetumad. Apatishyat. Apatishyah. So here if you see, there is a and the ishya. Okay. So when you see both together, you know it is lrn. Okay. Which means there is a sense of some cause happening. If this happens, then this will happen. So usually you will find that these guys tend to go in twos. Yadi saha apatishyat, tarhi saha agamishyat. Tarhi saha chalana chitram drashtum agamishyat. If he studies, then he will go to see the movie. Imperative, lot, agnyayam, lot. So, pathatu, our favorite. Pathatu, pathatam, pathantu. Tvam patha. Pathatam, pathatha. Aham pathani. Pathava, pathama. So this is without the a. If you remove the a from the past tense, from our lang lakar, apathat becomes pathatu, apathatam, pathatam. So there is some pattern here. Ashishiling, ashirling, ashirling, bhuyat, pathyat, pathyasam, aham pathyasam. So again, pathyah. So again, just be familiar with it. Vidhiling, bhavet, pathet. Now this is something which is used more commonly. This is something that's used more commonly. It should happen. Evam bhavet. Saha pathet. He should study. Saha pathet. Aham patheyam. I should study. I don't. Yeah. So this is a table that is good to know. So pathyat, patyastam, patyasu, patyaha, patyastam, patyasta, patyasam, patyasva, patyasma. This is may you. May you study. Or you may study. May you study. Or Ashish, blessing. Okay. So these are the 10 forms. I shall send them across to you along with the explanations. Go through it. Be familiar with them. Your favorite ones are going to be 1, 2, and 3. And if possible, number 8 and 10. Okay. Why 8 and 10? Because Agnya. Do this. We say it a lot, na? Patatu. Saha patatu. He should. He should study. Okay. Or Tvam patha. You study. So Agyayam lot. And the last one, which is Vidhiling. Should. It should happen. So any questions? There are some overlaps amongst the use, which is why the job of the translator is quite an intense one, where you are actually trying to figure out the mood of the person and then you translate. So is the mood of the person one of giving a benediction, or is the mood of the person one of, or especially here, is the mood of the person one of giving a command, or is it a request? Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing this. If you have any questions. Okay. So then we'll stop here for today. And we'll catch up next week. So your homework for this week is just to make yourself familiar with this. Read through all these tables a few times so that the words start to sound familiar. And then 1, 2, and 3, try and get the patterns fixed in your head. Patati, patata, patanti. Patsi, patata, patata. Patami, patava, patama. Apatat, apatatam, apatam. Apataha, apatatam, apatata. Apatam, apatava, apatama. So this, if you can get these two into your head, then patishiti comes very easy. Patati, patishiti. If you can get these two fixed in your head, that's very good. And
Just
then,
like
of course,
Diwali crackers.
pata, 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 pata. Huh. Okay. Okay. So then we'll stop here. Adya atra eva virama bhavishyati. आगामी सप्ताहे मिलामः अस्तु अहं प्रेषयामि
Yes.
I will send
Okay.
अस्तु
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Oh, Mataji, 11's okay on 10th. Yeah. So morning is fine. On the 30th, sorry.
हाँ ओके